How's it going, everyone? Data here, and welcome back to the Detroit Red Wings franchise mode here in NHL 26. Moving into episode number 10 for the year number 3 postseason here in 2028. In the last one, it was a wild end to the second half of the year as we went 7-3-0 in our final 10 games to thankfully clinch a postseason spot with a 46-31-5 record. It was looking shaky for a little while because of the bloodbath that is the Atlantic Division. Check out, for example, the Montreal Canadiens, who we beat by only 4 points, 2 wins, 44 wins and 93 points. Nope, not good enough for the playoffs. Check out the Senators in the basement of our division with a 41-win season. So it was, as I said, a bloodbath to make it in, but we're here with a divisional spot, no less. That's great to think. And 6th best in the NHL. So year 1, missed the playoffs. Year 2, wild card spot and finished 10th in the league. Year 3, divisional spot and finished 6th in the league. That's great. 3 of the top 6 teams in the NHL coming from our division, making things tough, but we're taking steps forward. Where we did not take a step forward this year was the special teams. So yes, 46 wins, yes, 3 1/3 goals per game. Goals against could be a little bit lower, that's true, but the power play at 12.6%, yes, Colorado and Boston also low, but 12.6%, and the penalty kill at 83%, not impressive at all. If we look at the numbers on the right side of your screen here, yes, we were 6th in the league for goals for per game, but 22nd in goals against, 27th on the power play, and again 22nd for the penalty kill. So to think that we finished 6th in the NHL with numbers like that, it's a bit of a miracle, but here we are. How did we get there? Well, a lot of thanks would go to our captain, Dylan Larkin, who scored 36 goals and 91 points. Thank you, oh captain, my captain, shooting at 15.2%. Lucas Raymond, his sidekick, scoring 85 points. Thank you very much. Alex DeBrincat, last episode being entitled Cat Out of the Bag ? Were we going to trade Alex DeBrincat? Somehow he pulls out another one of his 9 lives and he's still here because of the second half of the season that he had. He was on pace for 20-some goals and 50-some points. He ends with 36 goals and 63 points in 79 games, but in one of the last games of the season, sustains an injury that will keep him out until the end of May. So about 5 or 6 weeks from now, we'll only get to see him if we make like the Stanley Cup final. So DeBrincat's season likely over. Maybe we'll see him again towards the end. I don't know. But that's going to leave a big hole for goal scoring. Could Kevin Fiala fill that hole? Well, I don't know. 21 goals and 58 points from the sniper. Shooting at 12.1% isn't bad, but just needs to take more shots. Look at these guys up here. 200 plus shots. He's at 173. I don't know. Something's got to change for Kevin Fiala. Carlson did well. We want to see more from Marco Kasper. 53 points and -6 now in his 3rd season in the NHL. 3rd full season, right? Looking at the numbers, no, 4th full season. Yeah, 3rd season of the sim, of course. Career high in points, don't get me wrong, but we're also giving him a career high role, career high line mates. He's got to do a little bit more. Taylor Radish, now this was a big one. We acquired him with about 30 games left in the season from Minnesota. He had an expiring deal at $6.4 million, 32 points in 52 games in mini. We pick him up, 11 goals and 20 points in 31 games with the Red Wings. We traded him in that Mike Matheson package, so that allowed more space on the blue line, but brought in that depth scoring we needed, and boy did he deliver. 11 goals in those 31 games, playing just 15 of ice time. So as Caleb left in a comment, we're having Radish's pregame meal every single game of the postseason. We love us some Taylor Radish. Might he even stick around after this season? We'll think about it. Tuukka Riisanen and Reese's Pieces in his rookie season. Another one who's going to have to step up in the postseason for goal scoring. He had a 29-goal rookie season with 49 points. Awesome from the 19-year-old Finn. Plus 12 as well. Moritz Seider, our rock on the blue line, 49 points and a plus 17. Very quiet and underrated second half as well. He had a big explosion. He was on pace. Could it have been for like 30-ish points, 30, mid-30s? He ends with 49. Love it. Easton Cowan, as a couple episodes ago were entitled, Let the Kids Cook. The kids did that. Riisanen 49, Cowan 39, Nadeau 37, providing good depth scoring for us in that 3rd line. Lovely. Max Aho wasn't great. 33 points, -19. He's the highest overall of all the rookies at 84, yet we couldn't really trust him. Terrible plus minus. He was a healthy scratch for a handful of games. We put him on the 3rd line, the 4th line. Wasn't working out for Max Aho, but now with that injury, he returns to the lineup. Edmondson, 31 points plus 27. Ryan Poehling was more of a deadline acquisition for us. He did a big drum roll, please. 1 goal in 20 games as a -4. So we brought him in for the defense. 4-star defense, 89 shot blocking, 87 stick checking, 4-star skating. but not really doing a whole lot of anything on that fourth line. Okay. Standing Pelika in his rookie year, 24 points and a plus 16, growing from a 78 to an 80 overall, getting more ice time as well with Mike Matheson being gone. Sissons on the fourth line, Bernard Docker, Weisblatt, Skinner, Rasmussen, Labushkin, a lot of depth guys who came in and out of the lineup with injuries, 13th forward, 14th forward, etc. And for the goaltending, this is where we struggled a bit. Wallstedt, 33, 19, and 5, 2 shutouts, 908 save percentage, 3.01 goals against average. And John Gibson, identical goals against average at 3.01, with a record of 3-4-0 and a 912 save percentage. We also had Trey Emperor Augustine playing. We had to send him back down because of the number of players on the roster. But if we check out Emperor Augustine, I have to go through all these menus here. His numbers in the NHL this season were 10 and 9 with 20 appearances, 893 save percentage, and 3.48 goals against average. So he'll be back soon enough, but right now John Gibson's been better in that backup role. So that is the season that was. While we're in the contracts, by the way, we'll pull up an AGM comment in just a second. With Alex DeBrincat out of the lineup, Kevin Fiala's moving up. Yes, Aho's back in the lineup. Paling's here, who we brought in and all that. But a great thought brought up by one of our channel members in the last one, Herman the German Merman, saying you could sign Fyodorov and play him in DeBrincat's role. It could be like the Demidov situation last year with the Canadiens, a star prospect in the KHL who joins the big club at the end of the year. It could work out great. Yeah, you're not wrong. Fyodorov, who was our 12th overall pick in 2026, he spent a couple years in Russia since. This year, 26 goals and 46 points in 53 games played, averaging 21-19 of ice time in the KHL. That could be a massive boost for us scoring-wise. My only question is, what would that do to our lineup? I wouldn't want to bring in Fyodorov and play him fourth line, even third line, I don't know. I'd want to probably see him somewhere in the top 6, and if yes, who gets bumped down? Does Fiala or Radish go to the third line, then Aho to the fourth line? It's a possibility, it is, but the bigger thing is probably then, does it burn a year of his entry-level contract? Is it worth bringing in Fyodorov for maybe a first-round exit against the second best team in the NHL, just to burn a year when we already have other young players who need the ice time too? I don't know. It's a real tough one. Taylor Radish, we wouldn't want to move him back to the third line. He's been scoring very well. And by the way, as brought up by Quinn in one of the comments in the last one, Radish and DeBrincat, both part of that powerhouse Erie Otters team back in 2017, as Radish and DeBrincat were the 2 top scorers on that team, and now here they are reunited in Detroit. So that's an awesome storyline to be following as well. Maybe other Erie Otters to be added in the future. We'll keep a question mark on that. But back to the main question here, would it be worth it if, let's say, all things go wrong and we lose in even 4 games to the Lightning? Would it have been worth it to burn a year of Fyodorov's ELC and to move someone else down in the lineup when maybe there's an opportunity for a guy like Aho to show himself as opposed to being buried on the fourth line? That's what I'm trying to work through. Fyodorov will get his chance next season, absolutely. But for right now, I'm not 100% sold on the risk of burning the year of his contract. Next comment from another one of our channel members, Wild Bronco, saying, were you able to check for associate coaches for the power play? I totally forgot this one. Maybe that's why our special teams were so bad, especially the power play. I forgot to check out the associate coaches and their ratings if we could hire someone better. Totally my bad. Bronco goes on to say, going from 10th to 6th in the NHL standings from last year to this year kind of secures the idea of pushing for a President's Trophy in my mind. And I like the idea of putting Larkin on the line as the stakes. We've been talking about what is our goal by year 5 and what happens if we don't meet that goal. If I remember correctly, there were some rumors IRL a few years ago that he may not be happy with the lack of postseason action. So that's something to keep in mind for what we want to challenge ourselves with going towards year 5 here at the end of year 3. Brinket's injury, by the way, may actually have a silver lining. After how he performed against the Leafs in the postseason last year, if the team can advance without him, that will be very telling of his position on the team. Yeah, that's a great point to keep in mind. Thank you, Bronco. We'll end off with one more comment coming in from another channel member, coincidentally, Cagney, who left some thoughts saying, despite sweating certain issues over the course of it, this does feel like a good season. The team is successfully going through a youth movement on the fly while still making the playoffs in a really tough division. As long as those young players progress, the team is in a good place to have some dominant seasons in the future. It's understandable that much focus has been placed on underperforming vets while youth gets a bit of a pass, but finding a good balance is important. On the point of youth, I think Casper needs to take a step forward soon. His performance has to be considered a factor in the scoring issues the team was experiencing, in my opinion. And Aho, who everyone has been excited about and all that, still doesn't seem to be up to expectations as of yet. I'd also like to see some young defense step up offensively, especially if Carlson is on his way out this offseason. Can Seider step up to be a true number 1D in EA world? It also does say something that the team was close to top 5 in the league despite very poor power play and penalty kill. Those latter elements still confuse me as the team has good components, so it's hard to see what can be done proactively or if this was just an EA voodoo thing. Would coaching adjustments make a difference? Fingers crossed for a better postseason run this year than last. DeBrincat being out hurts, but Radish was such a great addition that I hope he can step up. Would be interesting to see what Risanen could do on the top line if Fiala underperforms as well. Yes, Cagney, couldn't agree more. Thank you for those thoughts. And yeah, Fiala's going to get a chance to start like he did to end the year. And as more of the playmaker, it's like sniper, but Sims kind of as a playmaker, while Risanen more that finisher with Casper and Radish. We'll see how it works out, and you know how the postseason goes. Changes happen very quickly. So speaking of that postseason, let's get things started. Do we start the year with the special teams that we ended the year off with? I think so. It wasn't great, but it did get us from like 9-point-something% to 12.3%. So we'll at least start like that with more changes to come as the postseason rolls on. Do we want to change one of our associate coaches? Maybe better late than never. If we look at our coaching staff, we see a couple of B- guys for the power play. Like Bednar, of course, he's A+, but then this guy Generous is B-, not very generous. Hutton is B-, and our goalie coach is D-. So both are A+ on the penalty kill, B and B- for offense defense versus A-, C- on defense, and there's teaching, influence, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't realize, yeah, we're locked into what we have now in the postseason. We'll have to just make changes in the off season. And that'll just have to be, we'll just have to do our best. Now, looking at the Lightning's lineup, we didn't check this out just yet. We lost last year the Maple Leafs in round 1 in 5 games. Now we face off against the Lightning here in 2028. How did it look a few seasons down the road from the real world? Well, Jake Guentzel, 89 overall here at 33 years of age. He had a 28-goal, 103-point season. 64 points last year, but no, 75 assists and 103 points this season. Braden Point at a 94 overall has 100 points on the year. And Nikita Kucherov must have scored all the goals. 58 goals, 107 points. So one of the best lines in hockey. Wow, Guentzel, Point, Kucherov. Second line, Gourde, Chiarelli, and Hagel. 91 overall, Brandon Hagel, who had just 50 points, really. Could that be a contract that we acquire? I wonder. Third line, Mikheyev, Paul, and Marcus Johansson. Fourth line, Huhtinen, Geekie, and Lomberg. On defense, Victor Hedman, 92 overall with Matthias Ekholm. 79 points from the 37-year-old. Hedman at 92. So Hedman, Ekholm first pair, Chernak, Moser on the second pair, Susi and Radish. His brother, that's the Radish brothers, Darren Radish on the third pair. And for the goaltending, 93 overall, Andrei Vasilevsky, who had a 2.91 goals against average and 906 save percentage to go along with a 40, 18, and 8 record on the season. Last year in the playoffs, yeah, we look at the playoff stats, 7 and 5 with 929 save percentage. Boy. So we have our work cut out for us here in round 1. Absolutely. Bogosian, Lilleberg, and Erik Karlsson as the healthy scratches in Tampa. Wow. So what a team, but we're a strong team ourselves. We're a resilient bunch. The kids are cooking. Yes, we have injuries, but we're not going to lie down for anybody. So let's advance a day here against the Lightning. And our starting goaltender, let's change it up here. John Gibson, who ended off the season, yes, last game of the season, but Jesper Wallstedt is our guy. We're going to start with this lineup being what we put out on the ice for game 1 and adjust from there. Because it's really hard to do anything at this point with how Voodoo might help us or be against us. We don't know. So game 1, round 1, year 3. Let's take that next step forward and at least make it a competitive first round. But we have high hopes in this postseason. We don't want to just say, let's make it a good 6-game series. We want to shock the world. If it ends up being a shorter postseason and the episode just has like 45 minutes of a black screen, just let that run a little bit. I would appreciate that very much for the performance of the video. But you're reacting live with me to this hour and a half, hour 40, whatever minute video, and let's see how it all shakes out. First period, 2-2 game, we get some scoring. So Huhtinen opens it up a minute and 54 seconds in. Tuukka Risanen, his first career postseason goal coming on the power play, and then Radish with his first power play goal as a Red Wing, making it 2-1, and Mikheyev ties it at 2. Shot tied at 13, and Max Aho with his first career postseason goal makes it 3-2 before Kucherov ties it very shortly after. Second period ends 4-3 as Easton Cowan, I was about to say, the kids keep cooking, it's just Cowan, and there he is. So Risanen, Aho, Cowan, who's missing? Just ASP as the rookie. Then you have Nadeau as the sophomore. 4-3 Red Wings. Shots are 27-25. There it is! Bradley Nadeau! Oh my goodness. And Marco Kasper! Next in line would have been Kasper for the youth. Oh my goodness, the youth, 6 goals, 7, another one. Easton Cowan has 2, the extra point is good. It's all the youngsters coming through in game 1 on the road. What a resilient bunch, doing so not even on home ice. 7-4 Red Wings in game 1. What a showing! Radish, Risanen, Aho, Cowan with 2, Casper, Nadeau, shots and 35-31. 3 stars in this one. Aho, a goal and 4 assists. 5 points from Max Aho, 3 points from Marco Casper, a goal and 2 assists, and just a quiet 2-goal night from Easton Cowan, making him the 3rd star of the game. What in the world? And Fiala has an injured wrist, and he's going to be out for like a week and a half. Okay. This is where Fyodorov might want to, you know what, with the youth doing what it's doing, yeah, that was the sign from the universe that we needed, and we're going to do exactly that. Hold on, let me just fix everything up here. Yeah, having won game 1, we can't let that go. If we can win game 2, and if Fyodorov will help us win game 2, it's worth burning that year of the ELC. So here we are. Fiala is probably out for games 2 and 3. Even if it's a playable injury, I don't want to put him back in. Even game 4 possibly. So Viktor Fyodorov, let's get him overseas here. Let's bring him from overseas, I should say. Forwards, unsigned. Viktor Fyodorov, our 12th overall pick in 2026, spent 2 years in Russia, and now he's coming before, I guess at the end of his postseason in the KHL. We'll give him, yeah, just whatever, $1 million, make him sign on right away. It's been a dream of mine. Thank you very much. Welcome to Detroit. The youth movement continues. So Fyodorov will come up from the AHL, and we'll have to send somebody down. I guess that will be, I don't know, I guess Michael Rasmussen. We want Jeff Skinner to get his name on the cup if we could do it. So let's send down Rasmussen for now. We want Rasmussen to also, it's a short-term thing. We'll figure it out if Weisblatt sticks or Paling sticks. We're going to figure it out. But for now, Fyodorov will get into the lineup. We're not going to play him first line. That's where Risanen will go. Risanen, Larkin, Raymond. Then let's go Fyodorov, Casper, Radish on the second line. He fits the 3rd and 4th best. It would give a +2, but you know what? That 3rd line just went crazy. Let's keep it together. Viktor Fyodorov will be playing with whatever ice time Kevin Fiala was playing with, all right? Welcome to the NHL. After the youth movement in game 1, let's see if it rubs off on him for game 2. Wallstedt still starting, yes, on the road at Tampa Bay Arena. Here we go. After a huge embarrassment for the Lightning in game 1, they're going to want to bounce back. First period, 2-0 Lightning. There it is. Johansson and Chiarelli, 2-0 Lightning. Second period, 3-2. All right, there it is. Are you kidding me? Viktor Fyodorov, welcome to the National Hockey League. And then it's Axel Sandin Palika. How is this happening? This is like buy a lottery ticket. Fyodorov, his first career NHL game, scored, well, playoff game, I guess, but gets his first goal in his first game in the postseason, no less. Gensel on the power play, and then another rookie, Axel Sandin Palika. All of the offense is coming from 23 and under, 22 and under even. Oh my goodness, I cannot believe what I'm seeing here in EA land. Third period, power play Red Wings. Oh, you got to think that momentum's in our favor right now. Third period, down by 1. Don't stop pushing, Aussie Weisblatt, 3-3. Fourth line offense. Who needs Larkin and Raymond, I guess? I wouldn't mind them coming in. 3-3 game, push late. Oh, it's Lucas Raymond. I love Lucas Raymond. 4-3 Red Wings. Don't you dare tell me we're taking both on the road. Taylor Radish, empty net goal, and the Red Wings win 5-3. My head's going to blow off my shoulders. Shots end 36-35. And the Red Wings win 5-3 with the youth coming through once more. A goal and assist from Radish. 3 apples from Casper the Friendly Ghost. And Johansson with a goal for the Lightning. 5-3 Red Wings. We win both games on the road and head back to Little Caesars Arena feeling hot and feeling ready. Let's just say that. In the AHL, we've entered the postseason. All right, that's nice. With our 33, 29, and 10 records, somehow we made it. Woo! Let's keep on going. Radish with 6 points in those 2 games. Let me just see, where is everybody else? Who's at the bottom here? At the bottom, Dylan Larkin, 1 assist, okay. Like, just because he has 1 assist, 1 point in 2 games isn't horrible. Let's just say, like, it's not, the offense isn't coming from him. Wow, almost everybody with a point. Fiala, Paling, and was it Labushkin with no points? 6 from Radish, 6 from Casper, 5 from Aho. Keep this rolling, gentlemen. Oh my goodness. At Little Caesars Arena, I've never felt more hot and ready in my entire Android life. First period, and it's 1-1. Mikheyev gets the opener, and Raymond ties it before the end of the period. Shots 16-6 for the Lightning. Second period, 2-2 game. Gensel gets one early, and Fyodorov, second goal in as many games in the NHL. Oh my goodness, Fyodorov. I'm so glad that happened. Fiala's injury, an blessing in disguise. Shots are 23-22 for the Lightning, and this game is tied at 2. Oh, that's Konstantin Pellikka! His second goal of this postseason, and it's 3-2. Power play Red Wings. Let's go special teams. By the way, yeah, we've been scoring goals on the power play. All right, halfway through the third period, up by 1. Is this enough to take a stranglehold? No, Ekholm ties it at 3. Gibson is in. Oh no, why is Gibson in? Why is Gibson in? Will we see overtime? Yes, we will. Shots end 38-32 for the Lightning. I'm only going to be going into elimination games with how bad the in-game AI is. So we're just going to sim through this. Overtime here in Detroit. A goal for us. No, the Lightning win it. Susie 4-3. Shots end 40-32. Oh, we were that close to a 3-0 series. Wallstedt makes 28 saves, but gets pulled for some reason. Please be okay. Thank you, he is. Oh, that's a tough 4-3 loss. Fiala's going to get playable injury probably, but he's not going to come back just yet. No, so we'll wait till next game to think about Kevin Fiala. And we move into game 4, up 2-1 in the series, losing a tough one there in overtime. I don't want to drop both at home and just be back to square one. We need to take those 2 wins on the road and make them count. Let's go out there and win this game 4, headed back to Tampa. First period, 1-0 Wings. It's Marco Kasper. Thank you very much. Second period, 2 goals from the Lightning. Gensel and Mikheyev on the power play. Come on, Pony Kill. Third period, down 1. Let's go. Lucas Raymond putting the first line on his back. 2-2 game. We need this win to make it, to just tip the scales a little bit. Power play, Lightning. No, Victor Hedman. Power play goal for the Lightning. Yes, Fyodorov. 3-3 game. What can we call this guy? Oh my, fearless Fyodorov, 3-3 game, final 20 seconds, all right. Shots are 37-32 for the Red Wings. We're headed to overtime in back-to-back games here. A goal for us puts us up 3-1, but a goal for the Lightning ties the series at 2, makes it a best of 3. Overtime in Detroit, who's feeling hot and who is ready? 5 minutes in, oh, I really want to hop in, but it's just so hard to watch. Over 40 shots now in our favor, halfway through overtime. Back-to-back overtime losses, and we're back to where we were. 2-2 series. Kasper a goal and 5 hits. Gord wins it in overtime. Oh, back to square one. Back to square one. 2-2 series, it's a best of 3. Win both on the road, and then lose both at home in overtime. Kevin Fiala is fully healed. Where does he go back in the lineup now? Riesenen, 4 points, 1 goal. Larkin, you're killing me. Raymond, great. Fyodorov, great. Kasper, great. Radish, great. Nadeau, 1 goal from game 1. Cowan, 2 goals back in game 1. Aho, 6 points. I love it. Paling, nothing. Sissons, 1 assist. Weisblatt, 1 goal. See, so first off, Fiala's going to come back to take his spots in the lineup from Fyodorov. So Fiala's going to go back to the top line even. Fiala, Larkin, Raymond. Then we're going to go, maybe we're going to try Riesenen, Cowan, Aho. And then, Nadeau maybe on the 4th line, put some scoring down there. I mean, Paling, good defense, 4 games, even plus minus. Weisblatt has a goal, -1. Let's try Weisblatt out. Fyodorov in. Swap with Nadeau, swap with him. So, yeah, Riesenen's going to go. So, Riesenen, Cowan, Aho. Fyodorov, Kasper, Radish, actually. Yes, Fyodorov was doing well there. Nadeau, 4th line. And for the special teams, where was Fyodorov here? Where Fiala was. Everyone's doing well in that second unit, actually. I don't know if I can find power play time for Fyodorov. I feel like we have to. You know what? Fiala's going to play first line, but Fyodorov's going to keep his spot, or Fiala's spot, I suppose, at as the finisher there on the second unit. Okay? So Fyodorov's second line and second unit power play. Let's do that. Fiala's back in the lineup playing first line minutes. Fyodorov will play second line, Riesenen third line, Nadeau 4th line. It's unfortunate, but it's the postseason. It's a best of 3 now, headed back to Tampa Bay with the series tied at 2. First shot of the game, Lucas Raymond is 4th of the postseason. This guy's a machine. First period ends 1-0. Yzerman with the 1 goal. Shots 10-4 for the Lightning. Second period, no goals. Shots 24-8. We have only 2 shots all period. We're being outshot 24-8, and we're up 1-0. Third period, power play wings. Please, power play. Extended power play. Oh my goodness, 5-on-3. We're on the power play for 8 minutes, and we give up a power play, and thankfully we kill that off too. The first 10 minutes was all power play for both sides there. 1-0 with 5 minutes to go. We need another. We need another. Who's going to answer the call? Nobody, and that's okay! 31 save shutout from Jesper Wallstedt. Oh my goodness, outshot 31-17. Lucas Raymond's goal on the first shot of the game ends up being the game winner. John Gibson makes 20 saves. What happened? Wallstedt gets pulled again. What happened here? Goalies, what happened? Wallstedt plays 22 minutes and 20 seconds, 11 saves on 11 shots. Then Gibson comes in and saves 20. So I don't know what to say there. That's the second time that Wallstedt has to leave the game. Please don't tell me any injuries here. And broken collarbone. Goodbye, out for the season. I just want to send a message to the commissioner. Starting tonight, I'm turning into the Joker. Okay, here we go. Roster moves. Commissioner Batman. Let's go to... Augustine comes up. John Gibson is our man all the way through. So if we're going to win the Stanley Cup, it's going to be without Alex DeBrincat and without Jesper Wallstedt. Oh my goodness. Gibson, what has he done this playoffs? 28 saves on like 30 shots or something? And Augustine will come back him up. John Gibson never won much. Well, he got his Jennings in 2016 with the Ducks, but never much in the postseason, especially in recent years with the Ducks. Yeah, since 2018. Has not been in the postseason as a starter since 2018, and now he's our starter here. 28 saves on 30 shots in his 2 appearances, and he's our starter all the way through now. Unless something changes and Augustine comes in, which could be very likely. Huge win, though, 1-0. Thank you, Lucas Raymond, for the game winner. And now we are up 3-2 with a chance to close out this series in Game 6 against the 51-win, second best in the NHL, Tampa Bay Lightning. Power play is 25%. Penalty kill 78.2 right now. Okay, it all comes down, well, all comes down to this, but I would really like to close it out here and not have to push it to 7. Gentlemen, the stage is yours. First period, 2-1 wings. Marco Kasper shorthanded, and Axel Sandin Plico with his 3rd goal of the postseason. What universe are we in? What timeline are we on right now? Point gets 1 for the Lightning. Second period, 3-1, Lucas Raymond shorthanded. We have as many or more shorthanded goals than power play goals. It's a 2-goal cushion in the 3rd. Can we add some more? 3-1 wings. Jake Gensel makes it a 1-goal game here at Little Caesars. Shots are pretty even with lots of hockey to go. Yeah, JJ Moser ties it. Lots of hockey to go. 3-3 game with 2 goals early in the 3rd. 7 minutes to go. Shots 32-30 for the Wings. 5 minutes left. Next one might be the winner. Do we have a hero with a minute to go? Off to overtime for the 3rd time in this series. Shots are 35-33. With a chance to close out the series, let's hop into this one. Lock on as coach. It's going to be ugly, but let's hop in. Overtime at Little Caesars. A goal for us will send us to round number 2 for the first time in the GM data era. A goal for the Lightning pushes this series to 7 back in Tampa. Back into his own zone, across to Hedman. Gensel into Detroit territory. Kucherov gets it down. Gensel, don't just poke that in, please. Thank you, Gibson will hang on. Defensive zone draw. Larkin, we're keeping him out there. Need a big face-off win. No, loses it to Chiarelli, and Hedman's shot is easily pushed away by Gibson. Larkin, up to Fiala now. Possibly a line change. Hold on. Let's see if he can get some territory. Yes. Over to Larkin with space. Oh, my goodness. Showstopper X-Factor. Big save. Now across to Hagel. Into Detroit territory. Windmill. Can't get through, but Ekholm can. Blocker save Gibson. Sider. Up to Larkin now as we'll change for the second line to come out. Larkin gains the territory. Has space. Edmondson! Big save. Rebound is there, but cleared away. Anthony Chiarelli now. Bumped and loses it to Edmondson. Well done. Radish fighting in the corner. Can you get it? Come on. Big power forward. Radish in front. Oh! Diving shot from Marco Kasper. Bobby Orr. What a save from Vasilevsky. Hagel coming in. Gourds! Oh my goodness. The defense was tired, yes, but come on. Should have changed the defense. Marco Bobby Orr Kasper almost had it. And we're going to game 7. A little weak blocker side shot. Yeah, Gourde gets it right by Seider, no problem, and a little blocker side shot. Shots end 39-37 for the Lightning. 3 games have gone to overtime, and the Lightning have won all of them. All 3 of their wins have been overtime wins. All 3 of ours have been regulation wins. And now here we go to Game 7. Do we need to change anything? Kevin Fiala, 1 assist in 3 games, averaging 12-20 of ice time. What? Was he injured in a game or something? I guess maybe that first game when he got injured? I don't know. Larkin, 4 assists, no goals. Raymond, 5 goals. Fyodorov, 3 goals. Kasper, 9 points. Radish, 8 points. Third line's been quiet, but still doing all right. Sissons, Nadeau, nothing special. Do we make a change? Maybe Riisanen back to that first line? Maybe we swap Riisanen, Larkin, Raymond first line, Fiala to the third line with Cowan and Aho? But who's the finisher here? Is Fiala going to score goals? I don't know. Aho's the playmaker. Can Fiala score goals? But he hasn't been doing anything on that first line. 1 assist, even plus minus. Riisanen as a scorer, maybe he has to go up there. And on defense, +1, -1 Seider. Sandin Pellikka, 3 goals, -2. Carlson, 6 assists. Lyubushkin, +3. Bernard Docker, +2. We're doing okay. And Gibson, 9-10 save percentage. It's that top 6. Do we keep Fyodorov there? Kasper, Radish, Fiala as the playmaker. Do we need... Because if Raymond's a finisher, but Larkin right now is just pure playmaking. So yeah, Riisanen, Larkin, Raymond, Fyodorov, Kasper, Radish, Fiala, Cowan, Aho. That will be our top 9 charging into Game 7 against the Lightning. Trying to win, by the way, I looked this up earlier, our first playoff series since 2013. 15 years later, in 2028, that streak ends here tonight. In year 3 of the GM data era, 15 years later, 1 win away from winning our first postseason series in a decade and a half. Here we go, Game 7 against the Lightning. Leave it all out on the ice. We lost only 3 games, all in overtime heartbreakers. Everything you have, everything in your soul, you leave it out there on the ice. Let's go. First period, 3-1 Red Wings. That's what I'm talking about from the youth, no less. Yanni Gourde opens it up. Tuukka Reese's Pieces gets back-to-back power play goals a minute apart. My jugular's gonna pop. And Victor Fyodorov with his 4th goal. That's why we signed him. Shots are 14-10 for the Red Wings. And it's 3-1 Detroit. Second period now, 5-1 Wings, I love you! The captain, Dylan Larkin, makes it 4-1, and Kevin Fiala, cuckoo, good morning, Kevin, 5-1 Wings. Oh, I knew it. I knew this team had it. Those overtime losses were a scam. 5-1, shots are 25-23. It's a 4-goal lead. Not over yet. That's a nice cushion. Power play Lightning early in the 3rd, and there's Jake Gensel, power play marker. Power play for us. Killed off. Power play Lightning. Come on. Braden Point, 5-3. Good thing we scored 5, but we're only up by 2 now. Worst lead in hockey. Thank you, Taylor Radish, making it 6-3. That might be enough to put it to bed, and yes, it will be. 15 years later, ladies and gentlemen, in year 3 of the GM data era, the Detroit Red Wings have won a postseason series and are off to the conference semifinal. Round number 2 coming your way after taking down the 2nd best team in the NHL in a 7-game series. Wow. Larkin a goal and 2 assists, Riisanen 2 goals, Fiala a goal and an assist, and the Red Wings are through. What a series that was. Woo! Take a breather. I know I need one, but I'm not stopping. Through those 7 games, Marco, the friendly ghost Kasper, 9 points. Okay, Taylor Radish, this man is incredible. 9 points from both of them. Lucas Raymond with 2 game-winning goals, 5 in total. 5 goals, 7 points from Lugard Raymond, 7 from Raymond, 7 from Larkin, 7 from Aho, 7 from John Carlson, 6 points, 3 goals, 3 assists from Riisanen, 6 assists from Seider, 4 goals in 6 games from Victor Fyodorov. Welcome to the NHL. Sandin Pellikka, 3 goals, 4 points in 7 games. Crazy. Cowan, 3 points. Fiala, 3 points. Nadeau, Edvinsson, both with 2 points. Ozzy Weisblatt, 1 goal in 4 games. Lyubushkin, 1 assist plus 4 in 7 games. Bernard Docker, 1 assist plus 3. Sissons, Paling, with only guy with no points is Ryan Paling, of course. And Jesper Wallstedt, before he went down, was 3-0-2 with 1 shutout, 911 save percentage, 2.98 goals against average. Gibson, since coming in relief, is 1-0-2 with a 911 save percentage and 3.12 goals against average. Whoo, boy. Wow. Now, who will our opponent be in round number 2? Let's check it out. In round number 2, we're facing the Florida Panthers. All right, one of our division rivals for sure. We saw them a lot over the course of the season. The Florida Panthers. How do they look here in 2028? Bobrovsky's still their starting goaltender. The Florida Panthers. Let's check it out. Matthew Tkachuk, 95 overall. Barkov, 96. Reinhart, 95. Only 1 point in 5 games from Reinhart, but had a 97-point season with franchise potential. Barkov, 7 points in 5 games. He had a 100-point season. And Matthew Tkachuk, 7 goals and 8 points in 5 games, plus a 107-point season. Okay. Verhaeghe, Lundell, and Samoskevich on the second line. Holmberg, Bennett, Marchand on the third. Goodrow, Boqvist, and Pelosi, Rocco Pelosi on the fourth line. They had the 5th pick in 2027. Wow. And defense, Orlov and Ekblad on the first pair. Seth Jones and Gustav Forsling, wow, 89-89 on the second pair. Mikkola and Kulikov on the third pair. Goaltending, it's still 87 overall. Sergei Bobrovsky, who has a 941 save percentage in their 5-game first-round series. And Dobesh is backing him up. Love that. Scratches, McDonald, Alsher, and Balinskis? Always forget that one. In round 1, what did they do? They faced off against the Maple Leafs and took them down in 5 games, a team that beat us in 5 games last year. Bruins and Devils in the other series in the East, Avs and Stars in the West, as well as Kraken and Jets. So we'll keep the lineup exactly how it was. Let's keep on moving towards hopefully getting a healthy Alex DeBrincat. That would be nice, but we're surviving without him. I wouldn't mind having him, but yeah. Let's not have as much of a full reliance on the youth. I love the distribution of the points. Let's just say that more towards the beginning, not all youth in games 1 and 2 or whatever. All right? Game 1, round 2 at Little Caesars Arena. We have home ice advantage. Yeah, they went 44, 32, and 6. We have home ice advantage here for game 1 of round 2. The first time we've seen round 2 or beyond in 15 years. First period, and it's 3-0 Wings. Taylor Radish with 2 power play goals, and Jacob Bernard Docker gets 1 as well. 3-0 Wings after 20. This is a special team. Second period, 5-0. Keep it rolling. Easton Cowan, Colton Sissons, 2 goals in the bottom 6. Make it 6. Max Aho. The extra point is good. Lucas Raymond absolutely bombarding and bamboozling Sergei Bobrovsky, who let in, 7 on 29? Power play still going. Can we get to 8 in the final 7 minutes now? Extended power play opportunities, 5 minutes to go. Will it even be a you-know-what? Hold on. Johnny Gibson with a 31 save shutout in game 1? Okay, Johnny. Shots end 42-31, and we win 7-0 in game 1. Moritz Seider with 5 apples. Call him the Orchard. Gibson 31 saves. Radish scores a couple. Wow. Okay, love that for a game 1 opener. Usually that means getting not demolished, but some sort of 4-1 loss in game 2 or something. Let's not let that narrative come to pass. Game 2, home ice advantage once again. On the high of that 7-0 victory, let's keep it rolling. First period, 0-0. Second period, 1-0 Wings. That's Max Aho with his second in as many games. Shots 27-19 for the Wings. 1-0 here in the third. Power play, Detroit killed off, as the Panthers have not scored a goal in 5 periods. Still a lot of time left for them to do that, though. Let's hold them off and add another, maybe. Power play, Wings once more. Killed off. Final 5 minutes. There's Marchand. 5 minutes to go in the first period, and Gibson lets in his first goal of the series. Minute left, and that's going to be overtime. So John Gibson, over 5.5 periods of shutout hockey. 114 minutes and 28 seconds. That what it would be? Quick maths. Shots end 38-28, and we're headed to overtime. Goal for us puts us up 2-0. Goal for the Panthers makes it a best of 5. We're 0 for 3 in overtime so far this postseason. Power play Panthers, and it's killed off. Well done. Still leading the shots halfway through the first overtime here at Little Caesars. Shots, they're coming hot and ready on both sides. 40 plus each with 2 minutes to go. Will we see double? Yes, we will. Shots end 47-44 in our favor after the first overtime. Double overtime starts now, and the Panthers win it. Holmberg John Gibson can only do so much, but Sergei Bobrovsky, after allowing 7 last game, makes 46 saves. Gibson 43, but not enough. And Marchand with a goal and an assist. All right, got to clear my throat here. All right. Whew, like I said, not a blowout, but it's tough to win after one of those big wins in Game 1. Off to Amerant Bank Arena in Sunrise, Florida for the beginning of the best of 5 now. Game 3 starts now. First period, 3-1 Panthers. Oh my goodness, who else but Taylor Radish? Jones opens it up, Radish answers, but then Lundell and Tkachuk make it 3-1 Cats. Second period, 4-1 Sam Reinhart. There's that top line. Power play wings to start the period is killed off. It's a special team, but is it sustainable? Power play again coming to Detroit. 5-on-3 opportunity. There are those power play woes. Yep, there they are. And there it is. After scoring 7 goals in Game 1, we score 2 goals over the next 2 games. That'll make it 3. Lucas Raymond ends at 4-2. Shots 34-27, but we drop Game 3. Bobrovsky once again first star there. Was he first star again last game? And just like that, after winning 7-0 in Game 1, we lose back-to-back games by 1 and 2 goals. And now we're down 2 games to 1, headed to Game 3. Any changes to make? Still no goals from Dylan Larkin, right? Am I crazy? Risanen, 3 goals, 3 assists, -3. Actually, yeah, Larkin has 1 goal. 1 goal, 8 points. Raymond, 7 goals. Fyodorov, Kasper, Radish, Fiala, Cowan, Aho. I mean, they've been okay. Do we bring in some scoring on the 4th line, like Paling out, Jeff Skinner in type of thing? Let's try that maybe. I remember Skinner doing well last postseason, right? Edvinson +7, +5. -5, -2 from the second pair here. Yeah, you know what? Let's get Lyubushkin to play with Carlson. Sandin Plikin up to an 81 overall. Yes. We'll play third pair. We need his defensive attributes to go up. And Gibson, 926 save percentage right now. All right. Let's continue on. A couple small changes there for Game 4, excuse me, down 2 games to 1. Let's now tie it, make it a best of 3. Yes, 2-2 would be ideal. Headed to Game 5. First period, 2-1 Panthers. Lundell shorthanded, and then Bennett make it 2-0 before Sissons on that 4th line with Jeff Skinner makes it a 1-goal game. Second period, 2-2. Thank you, Tuukka Risanen. Reese's Pieces makes it 2-2. Shots 25-22 for the Panthers through 40. Power play Panthers killed off. Then a shorthanded goal for Kulikov as we get a power play. Not only can we not score on the power play, we're giving a shorthanded goal to a defenseman. Yep. And there you go. There the floodgates open up. Power play Panthers. Call it a night. Hold on. Aho 4-3 as GM Data was getting up from the booth. And then he goes back. GM Data off to get a hot dog. 5-3 Kulikov gets his second. And that's it. Down 3 games to 1 now. We win Game 1 and then lose 3 in a row, all by 1 or 2 goals. That's disappointing. That is disappointing, guys. You know what? Let's go crazy. Radish to the top line. And let's keep Fyodorov, Kasper, Risanen maybe? No, Fiala's going to go here. It's not that I want to demote Fyodorov, but let's try Radish on the top line. Because he's only a right wing, correct? Yeah, so Raymond, Larkin, Radish, Risanen, Kasper, Fiala, Fyodorov, Cowan, Aho, Skinner, Sissons, Nadeau. Did Skinner get a point there? Yes, he did. He had an assist. Love it. Last postseason, do I remember correctly? Yeah, 4 goals in 5 games. So he has 5 points in 6 games as a Red Wing in the postseason. All right, so that'll be the offense. Defense stays the same. And there you go. We got to win 3 in a row. After losing 3 in a row, we now have to win 3 in a row. Starting here in Game 5. Looking on the right side here, power play is at 22.2%, but it's been slow against the Panthers. The special teams have been okay in general. We're gonna let them do the talking. Let the players do the talking on the ice. If they want to push, we made round 2, but is that enough? Does that satisfy you? Does that quench the thirst that you have within your soul? First period of Game 5, 1-0 Red Wings. Fyodorov on that 3rd line. He has thirst. Second period, stay thirsty, my friends! 6-0 Red Wings. Seider, Edvinson, Radish, Risanen, and Fiala. 3 forwards who saw changes to their lines as well. The top pair D, oh my goodness, 6-0. So 7-0 blowout, 6-0 blowout here. Now 6-1 as Bennett gets 1. We'll lose by 1 or 2, but we'll win by 5. Third period here in Game 5. And that'll make this a 3-2 series. Yes, 1 down, 2 to go. Not done yet. 1 down, 2 to go. We've seen crazier things in franchise mode. 1 down, 2 to go as this one ends. 6-1 the final. Shots 37-25 in our favor. 3 stars as well. Recent in a goal and an assist. Gibson, 24 saves. Sider with a goal. And we'll make this a 3-2 series. All right, headed back to Florida. Get the sunscreen out. There you go. I got to update. No, scouting's good to go. For Game 6, what's going on in the other series? The Bruins are through the Eastern Conference Final. The Stars are through in the West, and the Jets are up 3-2 in their series. All right, here we go. Game 6. Those changes did something. Let's keep them going into Game 6 in Florida. First period, 1-0 Panthers. Sam Reinhart on the power play. Second period, 2-1 Wings. It's Casper and Aho. Thank you, Max Aho, especially. We weren't so sure about him into the postseason, but he's doing well. Shots 20-19 for the Panthers. We lead by 1, 20 minutes away from forcing Game 7. We thought it was all done, but now here we are, 12 minutes away. Aho on the power play! The German sensation! Oh, Max Aho with a German connection as well. It's Sider on the power play. 2-goal lead with 5 minutes to go. Hold on, Brad Marchand, he's been here before. 3-2 game with 3 minutes to go. Hang on tight. Yes, Radish with the empty netter. And the Red Wings force a Game 7 with the shots 34-30 after Game 6. What a resilient effort. 2 goals from Aho, 28 saves from John Gibson, turning back the clock, and 1 goal from Sam Reinhart. 4-2 Wings the final. And we're off to 7. Even if we lose, we force 7. I love it. Aho's leading the team in points. That's crazy. So we push the Lightning to 7 and we win. Now we we got pushed to 7 and we won. Now we push the Panthers to 7 in round 2. 1 win away from, I didn't look up this one. Let me look up the stats here. 1 win away from going beyond round 2 for the first time since we last made the Stanley Cup final in 2009. So 2010, 2011, second round exits, 2012, first round exit, 13, second round exit, then 14, 15, 16, all first round exits. So we have not made it beyond round 2 since last being in the Stanley Cup final back in 2009. 19 years later, 1 win away. The streak, like we said last time, the streak ends tonight. 19 years later, 1 win away from a conference final. Here in the GM data era, year 3 is looking good. No matter how it finishes, it's been a great year, but let's just make it that much better. Game 7 in front of the home fans, they're starving for a victory. First period, 0-0, shots tied at 10 in the intermission. Little Caesars for everybody. Second period, 3-0 Wings! There's that passion! Oh my goodness, 20 minutes away from winning 3 in a row and forcing, making it to the Eastern Conference Final. From down 3 games to 1, this team has forced Game 7 and is up 3-0 after 40 minutes. Casper on the power play. Lyubushkin, who was a random throw-in in a trade last offseason that we ended up keeping. And Kevin Fiala. Cuckoo, good morning, Kevin. Cuckoo, Kevin Fiala. Oh my goodness, shots 25-16, and we're up by 3, but this game is not over yet. Thank you, John Gibson, but it's not over yet. I'd love one more. Power play Panthers. Yes, Marco Casper, shorthanded, no less. Ladies and gentlemen, we win. We get a Game 1 victory. Riisanen makes it 5. We lose 2, 3, and 4 on the brink of elimination. But no, we fight back in Game 5. We fight back in Game 6. And it's a Game 7 shutout from John Gibson to win this series 4 games to 3. Shots and 38-30. Riisanen added that 5th, and we are through to the Eastern Conference Final for the first time since 2009. 2 goals and 2 assists from Casper as the first star of the game. Gibson with a 30-save shutout. And 3 assists from John Carlson. We are through to face the Bruins. I cannot believe this. Wow. I've not stopped for a moment of water or anything. I'm not going to now. Marco Casper, through 14 games, has 17 points. That's what we were looking for in the comments section from the AGMs, and that's what he's given us. Max Aho, 16 points. Who is this? Radish, point per game. What a deadline pickup. Thank you. I think it was Razor who said that suggestion. Raymond, Sider, and Carlson all with 13 points. Larkin with 1 goal but 12 points. Riisanen, Fiala with 11. Fiala's point per game. Got to give it to him. Easton Cowan, 9 points. Fyodorov, 8 and 13. Edvinsson, 5. Sandin Pellikka, 4. Sissons, 3. Nadeau, 3. He's been really quiet. Yeah, the 4th line there. I understand, though. The ice time's been low. Labushkin with 2, Bernard Docker with 2, Weisblatt 1 goal, Skinner 1 assist in 4 games, Paling nothing in those 10 games that he's played. John, I don't know what to call this guy. Glamorous Gibson, I don't know what to say. He is 5, 2, and 3 with 2 shutouts, a .930 save percentage, and 2.25 goals against average. The 34-year-old will not be stopped, and we're off to the Eastern Conference Final to face the Bruins. Now, the Bruins beat the Blue Jackets in a 7-game series and then beat the Devils in 5 games. Now to face off against us. The Stars and the Jets are facing off in the West. Wow. So let's see this Bruins lineup. Actually, let's just advance the day here so we can see the tail of the tape. The 2 teams against each other. Here we go. So we are here in the postseason, 2nd in goals, they're 3rd. We're 3rd in goals against, they're 4th. We're 5th in the power play, they're 9th. We're 5th on the penalty kill, they're 4th. Big difference from 88.1 for them and 83.8 for us. Fabian Lysell, Channel legend, there with 13 points leading the way for the Bruins. Let's see the lines here in Boston. Mittelstadt, Hagens, and Pasternak. Interesting, 95 overall, David Pasternak, 7 goals and 12 points in 12 games. Boy, he scored 94 points, 57 goals on the season. James Hagens at 21, he has 9 points. Second line, Lysell, Lindholm, and Patrick Laine. Third line, Lowry, Geeky, and Luosterainen. No barbecues here, don't worry. Fourth line, Saad, Kastelik, and Arvidsson. On defense, Zadorov and 90 overall Charlie McAvoy with 8 points, -3. Second pair, Lindholm and Jokiharju. Third pair, Liljegren and Lowry. Goaltending, it's 88 overall, Jeremy Swayman with a .918 save percentage, backed up by Jonas Korpisalo, and Matthew Poitras currently injured, with Minton and Janot being healthy scratches. All right, so we're ready for Game 1 against the 43, 29, and 10 Boston Bruins, hosting them, with home ice advantage. I had to clear my throat there for a second, excuse me. Oh, for Game 1, here we go. Game 1, Round 3. Already, what a success for a season. We've made it this far. Why stop here? Game 1, Round 3 at Little Caesars in front of the home fans after winning 3 in a row. First period, 0-0 after 20. Second period, 2-1 Wings. Radish, who else on the power play? And then Aho makes it 2-0 before Pasternak gets his 8th of the playoffs and brings the Bruins within 1. Shots are 23-21 Boston, but we lead 2-1 moving into the third period here in Detroit. 5 minutes in, still a 1-goal game. Might be another one of these nail biters down to the wire. The voice is starting to go. I already feel it. It's getting late. Power. No! Brandon Saad's shorthanded goal. But Larkin comes back. Just his 2nd goal of the entire playoffs. That puts us ahead. Will it be the winner? Yes, it will be. The captain comes in clutch. He had a hat trick to end the season. Then he gets a goal here. All right, a few clutch moments in the slow sim. Shots end 34-30, and that's a huge Game 1 victory with a late effort, despite giving up another shorthanded goal. 28 saves from Gibson. First star John Glamorous Gibson. A goal from Larkin. Was it a goal from Aho? No, a goal and an assist from Aho. And we take Game 1. Whew. The store's going to say, what is going on in the basement over here? It is getting late. That's all right. It's going to be okay. Game 2. We're first in goals for in the postseason here of all the teams there on the right side of your screen. Love it. Game 2. Still here in Detroit, of course. Yes, with a 1-0 series lead. First period, 1-0 Wings. Easton, Cowan, how do you do? Shots 12-8 in our favor. Second period, 1-0. It remains to be another game like this. Shots are 26-16, and it's 1-0 moving into the final 15 minutes now. Fyodorov, there it is in the Eastern Conference Final. Welcome. 2-0 Red Wings. Power play goes nowhere. Power play Boston also killed off halfway through the third. Like, the scoring's been great, but oh my goodness, John Gibson lets in one for finally with 5 minutes to go in the game. Will that be the only one he lets in? I sure hope so. And yes, it will be. Another 24 save performance. We got a lot of shots in this one, 41-25, but we hang on for the Game 2 victory. Fyodorov gets the game-winning goal and first star with a goal and an assist. Gibson, 24 saves. Okay. And Easton Cowan with that first goal, getting him the 3rd star. Just like that, boom, 5 wins in a row, and we're up 2-0 in this series. Headed to TD Garden for Game 3 of this Eastern Conference Final. Wow. Can we say that we've already achieved that goal by the Year 5 goal, or does it have to be a Stanley Cup Final? Or I don't know. Just to say, if we had whatever goal for Year 5, have we already surpassed it here in Year 3, and should we make a new one for Year 4 or 5? Just throwing it out there. All right, here on the road at TD Garden for Game 3. First period, another tight one last game. 1-0 Kevin Fiala. Kevin Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs Fiala. Second period, 3-0 Sorry, 3-1. Reeson and Reese's Pieces and Cocoa Puffs, Cocoa Pebbles. Lustrana makes it 2-1, and Moritz Seider restores the 2-goal lead. Shots are at 32-19. Jeremy Swayman doing what he can, but Boston not getting a lot of scoring past John Gibson. But there, of course, speak of it, and there it happens. Casey Middlestat makes it a 1-goal game. 3-2 Red Wings with 10 minutes to go. Shots are 38-24, and there's Matthew Poitras back from injury. 3-3 game late. 6 minutes to go. Next one might be the winners. We have allowed 2 in the third period. We need 1 to answer back. Who's it going to be? Headed to overtime. Shots end 42-29. Are we, 0 for 3, 0 for 4 in overtime this postseason? What was the stat I said? Anyways, we have not had a lot of success. Overtime in Boston. A goal for us puts us up 3-0 in the series. A goal for the Bruins makes it 2-1. Overtime action. Let's see if some of the youth, some of the speed out there can help us. Power play Red Wings killed off. Power play Bruins killed off as well. Well done. Momentum back in our favor. Up to 50 shots on net now. Jeremy Swayman doing what he can. We need to get 1 by him. Gibson's doing his best. Power play! Killed off. Will we see double overtime? Yes, we will. Shots end 53-39 through 80 minutes. Double overtime now yet again. Let's go Wings. Who's going to end it? Who's going to step up? Power play Boston. And Patrick Laine wins it. Who took that penalty? Fyodorov with a tripping minor. Yeah, they don't have double overtime, just OT. It's a 2-1 series. Swayman makes 51 saves, a goal and 2 assists from Middlestat, but 3 assists from Marco Kasper. Oh my goodness, this guy's crazy. Okay, we have ourselves a 2-1 series as Kasper has now reached 20 points in this postseason. All right. At TD Garden with a 2-1 series lead, let's not allow them, like the series against the Lightning, don't tell me we're going to win game 1 and 2, then drop games 3 and 4. Let's make it a 3-1 series. First period, 1-0 Bruins, James Haggins with his first of the series. Second period, nothing, and shots are 27-18 in our favor. Jeremy Swayman doing everything in his power to keep the Bruins in this game, as they're only leading by 1. It just takes 1, but Lysell extends the lead to 2. 2-0 Bruins. Power play Red Wings killed off. Or lost, I should say. Power play Bruins. Another one. We can't score with all these power plays. There you go. Give them a 5-minute power play, whatever you need. And 3-0. So Jeremy Swayman with a Game 4 shutout. 40 save shutout. Shots end 40-32 as we lose 3-0. Wow. I just got to see the stats on the goaltenders here. This is crazy. 928 save percentage for Gibson, 927 for Swayman. It's a real battle between the pipes here. The scoring's been great, but it comes down to the battle between the pipes. Gibson versus Swayman. Series tied at 2. Now a best of 3 headed back to Little Caesars. Let's keep on rolling. Game 5 of the Eastern Conference Final. Whoever wins this 2 out of 3 is off to the Cup Final. First period, and the Bruins want to make it for the first time since the 2010s as well. First period, 3-0 Wings. What a surprise. Thank you. Bernard Docker, Fyodorov, and Larkin making it 3-0. Shots 17-7 through 20. Second period, no scoring. Shots 25-22 in our favor. 3 shots more in our favor. 3 goals more in our favor. Power play Red Wings goes nowhere to start the third period. Halfway through the third still. Yeah, what was I saying, right? Battle of the goaltenders. If it's not a shutout for one guy, it's a shutout for the other guy. 1-0, 4-0. Now Sissons with the 4th goal of the game for the Red Wings, I should say. And wow, after Swayman gets his shutout, Gibson answers with one of his own. 33 save shutout. Shots end 42-33. Johnny Gibson. This is incredible. Bernard Docker with a goal. Fyodorov with a goal. What word can I use anymore? This is a superlative. 4-0 win, now up to a 933 save percentage for John Gibson. And now we move to Game 6 with a chance to close out the series at TD Garden and go to our first Stanley Cup final since 2009. 19 years later, we're 1 win away. Close it out here on the road, gentlemen. What an opportunity. No DeBrincat, no Wallstedt, and here we are. 1 win away from the Cup final. First period, 2-0 Bruins. Lysell shorthanded, and then Laine. Second period, 3-2. Raymond shorthanded, Hagen's on the power play, and then Radish. Yes, everyone's eating their radishes. Don't think we've forgotten about eating our radishes. Shots 23-18 for the Bruins, and we are down by 1 headed into the third period. Power play Boston. Hampus Lindholm power play goal. We need 2 if we're going to get even be close to a win. Just a tie. We need 2 just to tie. But the minutes are ticking away, and it's looking like 7. Just like the series against the Bruins. Against the Lightning. Yeah, for a third straight series, we are headed to Game 7. Yet another roller coaster. Shots end 34-31. The Bruins win 4-2. Wow. For the third straight series, we're off to 7. Just like the Lightning and just like the Panthers. Game 7. The winner will face... And Alex DeBrincat is back to full health. What a moment this might be. Wow, even the Jets and the Stars are headed to Game 7. What a moment this could be for us as Alex DeBrincat is back in the lineup. Jeff Skinner, 1 assist, -1 in 10 games. Nadeau, 1 goal, 2 assists, -4. 3.5 star defense. Skinner, 2.5 star. All right, so first off, Skinner out, DeBrincat in. Now, who's coming out of the top 6 or top 9? Raymond not moving, 8 goals, 16 points. Larkin, 15 points. Radish, 10 goals, 17 points. Could it be Risanen? He's doing very well. Fiala, Fyodorov, Cowan, Aho's doing great. Can anyone play center here? Fyodorov has 80 faceoffs. What if Fyodorov goes to the wing? DeBrincat moves up here. Cowan, we'll play him on the wing. Cowan, Sissons, Nadeau, 4th line? It's nothing against Cowan. It's just DeBrincat's going to need some ice time here. DeBrincat with Aho. Let's ease him back into it. This top 6 has been good. And we'll hop into the game if we have to. DeBrincat is not a guarantee. I'm not going to right away say Fiala out or whatever, the top 6. Let's put DeBrincat 3rd line to start. On the power play, this is a big question. Where's he going to go on the power play? This is a tough one. Probably first unit. Does Risanen have any power play goals here in the playoffs? Yeah, he has 3 power play goals. Sending Plika, he has only 4 points? 4 points not on the power play. All right, so Sandin Plika is going to come off the power play. And this will be where DeBrincat comes in. Do we put him at the point? Still to +5. We'll put him at the point. Yeah, Carlson, DeBrincat. Okay. So 3rd line and first unit power play for DeBrincat to ease him back in. If we make the Cup final, we can reassess. But let's do that in Game 7. What a time for him to come back to full health. Alex DeBrincat, welcome back. We thought he was a goner, but the cat came back. Not the very next day, the very next month. But here we go. Wow. I just got to say, gentlemen, guys, coming in the locker room here, I am just so proud of this team. You know, there's some times where we've had seasons where, like, I don't care. If you lose this game, like, people are being shipped out. But you know what? I am so proud of this team. Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Final in year 3. I am so proud of this young core as well. So immensely proud. But why stop here? That's all I gotta say. The stage is yours, gentlemen. Game 7 at home. First, you know what? No. The controller is down. Marco Kasper, power play goal. Hagens answers right back, though. Kasper leading the team. Fyodorov, power play goal. 2 power play goals in the first 4.5 minutes. 2-1 Red Wings. Bradley Nadeau with some life. His 2nd goal of the entire postseason. And Moritz Seider makes it 4-1. Oh my goodness. Pastrnak, 2 goals on 5 shots for the Bruins. It's 4-2 with 3 minutes to go in the period. What an eventful period. 6 goals. Make it 7 as Kevin Fiala makes it 5-2. Wow. 5-2 first period. Shots 19-5. In a game like this, a 3-goal lead is not enough. It's not over yet. Second period now. Lucas Raymond, the touchdown. 6-2 Wings. Oh my goodness. I don't want to jump it, but that might be enough. 6-3 Pastrnak. 3 goals on 9 shots. Come on, John Gibson. Halfway through the second. Let's end the period. All right, 6-3. Headed to the 3rd period. Shots are 30-17. We have a 3-goal cushion. Will it be enough? I sure hope so. 20 minutes away from our first Stanley Cup final in 19 years. Alex DeBrincat, welcome back to the lineup. Can he get the 7th? Could he throw in the extra point? Power play Bruins. Killed off. 10 minutes to go. Hold on. 6-4. Pastrnak with a power play goal. Power play Pause this game. Pause. 2 power play goals from the Bruins, and it's 6-5. We score 6, but they get 5. How is this happening? Radish, Cowan, Seider. 6-5 game, times 2 speed now. 6-5 game. 10 seconds, no, okay, times 4 speed. 6-5 game. Final moments, 28 seconds to go, we gotta hop in. 6-5 game at Little Caesars with 40 seconds left. Let's change these sliders, by the way. I don't know if it does anything, But let's make sure everyone is blocking and giving energy. And yeah, like at the bottom of the slider. I want energy, and I want block, and I want dump. That's what I want. All these are gonna go up. Dump the puck, have energy, and block those shots. All right. Here we go with 40 seconds left. Face off won by the Bruins. They're pulling their goalie. That's a new in NHL 26, by the way. That camera up in the top right. Oh my goodness, shot just wide. That camera up in the top right of the goalie getting pulled. That's new. Oh my goodness, in front! Get it out! I didn't want to even go in, but we have to see it if there's a trophy to be seen. Someone's getting that trophy. 20 seconds to go. The Bruins goalie is pulled. Oh my goodness. McAvoy to Geeky. Someone stop him! Someone stop him! No one wants to. Thank you. John Gibson will get it out. Yes! 8 seconds. Casper scores! Marco Casper and the Detroit Red Wings are through to the 2028 Stanley Cup Final. 19 years later, as the Empire continues to rebuild, the Detroit Red Wings, in the third year of the GM Data era, are back to the Stanley Cup Final. Marco Casper, his second of the game. Now we have to watch this. Jared Bednar's loving it. Yes. Unskippable cutscene. Thank you very much. Marco Casper, his 8th goal. Thank you very much. 7.2 seconds to go, and Dylan Larkin is ready to go get that trophy from Gary. Commissioner. We were calling Commissioner Bettman before. You heard the Joker's call, and he said, let's rig it for the Red Wings. Gentlemen, take a bow. We've made it. Game 7 victory. We've won 3 series in a row in 7 games. And we're off to the Cup Final against the Jets or the Stars. Take a moment to celebrate. You've earned it. Prince of Wales trophy coming our way. Larkin shaking hands there with, who's the captain there? Lindholm. Pasternak with Raymond. Swayman and Gibson shaking hands. John Gibson has made it to a Stanley Cup Final finally. And there he is, Dylan Larkin shaking hands with actually Bill Daly over the Prince of Wales, not touching it. All right. Shots in this one end 41-32. And the Red Wings pull it off. Whew. Through these 21 games now, we have 3 point per game plus players. And they were, if I asked anyone to tell me who are the 3 point per game plus players, no one would have told me that any of these 3 would have been there. Casper with 23 points in 21 games, Aho with 22 in 21, and Moritz Seider with 22 in 21 as well. Lucas Raymond 18 and 21, Radish leading the team in goals with 10 goals and 17 points, Larkin 17, Risanen in his rookie year 16, Fiala 16, John Carlson 15 assists, Fyodorov 13 points since coming over here, 20 games played, Cowan 11 and 21, Edvinsson 6, Sandin Pelika 5 points, -5, Sissons with 4, Nadeau 4, -3, Bernard Docker 4 +6, Labushkin 3 points +9, Weisblatt Skinner 1 assist in 10 games, DeBrincat in his 1 game, -1, 4 shots. We'll have to evaluate where we put him. Maybe we just keep it like that. I don't know. We scored 7 goals. And failing John Gibson now, 34-year-old John Gibson has gone 9-4-4. 3 of his 9 wins coming via a shutout, a third of the wins. 924 save percentage, 2.39 goals against average. Turning back the clock, his most successful postseason of his career so far. 16 games played in 2017 with Anaheim. But now here he is in his first ever Stanley Cup Final, and he doesn't want to lose this opportunity. Possibly John Gibson's last chance, with Augustine coming up to take his backup job. Possibly John Gibson's last chance. Now who are we? Oh, I see it on the right. In the Stanley Cup Final, facing off against the Dallas Stars. Here we go. So what has Dallas done to get here? The Stars in round 1 upset the Utah Mammoth in a 6-game series, then upset the President's Trophy winning Avalanche in a 5-game series, then a 7-game series upset again against the Jets, and now here they are facing off against us in the Stanley Cup Final. We've gone 7 every time. Let's see this Dallas Stars lineup. View the lines for the Stars who have made it this far. All right. So in Dallas, we see Robertson, Johnston, and Rantanen. We almost made that big J-Rob's trade last offseason. He has 18 points in 18 games. He had a 63-point year as well. J-Rob with Wyatt Johnston, 90 overall. That's why I put him up to medium league potential in my rosters, not high top 6. That's crazy. Wyatt Johnston makes sense. He has now 8 goals and 17 assists. Hold on, let me see this. He has 25 points in 18 games. That's crazy stuff. And Mikko Rantanen, 9 goals, 16 assists, 25 points as well. Ryan Strome, Rupe Hintz, and Boone Jenner. Yes, of course! How am I forgetting this? Everyone was probably screaming it at the screen. That big off-season trade, people were saying, why would the Stars have traded that 4th overall pick for the package of Jenner and Bushelnikov, Evangelista, draft picks and all that? Why would they do it? Well, here they are in the Stanley Cup final. Jenner's been playing on their second line. He has 6 goals and 10 points in 18 games. On the third line, Faxa, Duchesne, and Evangelista, who has 14 points in 18 games, 2 former Red Wings. On the fourth line, Bach, Sagan, and another former wing, Bushelnikov, who has 5 goals and 9 points in 18 games. So why would the Stars have made that trade? Here's exactly why. In the Cup final with those 3 players doing big things. On defense, Harley and Heiskanen. 10 points from Harley, 6 points from Heiskanen, both plus players. Second pair, Lindell and our dear beloved son, Rasmus Ristolainen, channel legend. Third pair, Christian Kyrou with Mark Delgaizo. And goaltending, Jake Ottinger, 90 overall with a .934 save percentage, 2.11 goals against, backed up by Dan Vladar. Scratches, Maverick Bourque, Vladislav Kolyachonok, and Leon Bichelle. Against the 44, 35, and 3 Dallas Stars, here we are with home ice advantage. Looking on the right side of your screen, we're first in goals for, they're second. We're third in goals against, they're first. We're 5th on the power play, they're 2nd. We're 9th on the penalty kill, they're 7th. Game 1 of the 2028 Stanley Cup Final starts now. Leave a like if you haven't already for some good luck, and let's run it. For the first time since 2009, we've made it back. Like I said, so proud of this team, but why not go all the way? We're here, so why not finish the job? First period of the Stanley Cup Final here in year number 3. Whoa. Okay, 4-0 Stars. Jenner, Strome, Rantanen, Duchesne down 4-0 after the first. This is a wash in game 1, I guess. 5-0. Call it a night, 5-1. Alex DeBrincat, welcome back. Whoa. Pump the brakes. So we didn't allow any goals in the third. Only 1 allowed in the second, none allowed in the third. That's good. But we got to get off that rocky start. We got to get that rocky start out of the way, and we got to get more past Ottinger. So, boom, just like that, 5-1 loss in game 1. Okay, let's forget about that. Wipe it away. We've been on the other end of teams coming back after a tough start, so let's do that ourselves now. All right, 5-1 loss. Shake it off. John Gibson, you're better than that. Let's get some goal scoring going as well. Top 6. Jake Ottinger is beatable. We beat Bobrovsky. We beat Vasilevsky. Thank you, Kevin Fiala. Let's keep going. First period, 2-0 Wings. All right, Kevin Fiala scores twice. We're cuckoo for Kevin. Shots 19-3, by the way. Second period, 2-1, as Thomas Harley scores a power play goal. Shots are now 31-14, still more than double in our favor, but it's just a 2-1 game here in the third and final period. Power play for the Stars. It's a shorthanded goal from John Carlson, his first goal of the postseason. But then Thomas Harley scores his second power play goal of the game to make it 3-2. Power play Stars again. Let me pause here for a moment. That was a long penalty. That was just 3 minors back-to-back almost. Yeah, all right. Shots 40-23, but we're only up by 1 with 6 minutes to go. Hang on tight and maybe add 1 more. That shorthanded goal might be the difference maker, and it is. John Carlson's shorthanded goal has to be our game-winning goal. We can't rely on that. Shots end 42-28. Jake Ottinger standing on his head. No star for him, though. Carlson goal and assist. Fiala 2 goals. Edvinsson 2 assists. And we win 3-2 to make this a 1-1 series, and now a best of 5. Thank you very much. Whew, okay. We are back in it and off to American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. We've done well in the hot weather against Florida, against Tampa, and now against Dallas. First period on the road, 2-0 Wings early. Reese's Pieces opens it up, and Lucas Raymond, his first actually, all these guys have their first career Stanley Cup final goals. Reese and Raymond, yeah. Shots 11-10 for the Stars. Second period, 4-0 Red Wings. Colton Sissons and Alex DeBrincat, his second in as many games. The Cat came back. Shots 26-18, and we lead 4-0. After that blowout 4, it was even 5-0 against the Stars in Game 1. We are now on the other end, leading 4-0. Jason Robertson gets 1 back for Dallas. They're down by 3 with 12 to go. No, we put it to bed. Moritz Seider puts it to bed. What a postseason Moritz Seider is having. 5-1 for the Red Wings, let's call it a night. 6-1 the final. Kevin Fiala puts it to bed as he did. No, it's not a hat trick. It was last game. That's true. Makes it 6-1 the final. Fiala, goal and an assist. Welcome to the Stanley Cup final, Kevin Fiala. John Gibson, 25 saves. Welcome back. And Moritz Seider, a goal and an assist. 6-1 Wings. 2-1 series lead. And now somehow, somewhere deep in my soul, I'm almost just not able to bring myself to believe it, but we are just 2 wins away from the Stanley Cup in year 3. That would totally change our trajectory. Not that we're trying to get somewhere by year 5, but now if we could tell ourselves, hey, we've won a cup in year 3, what's our next goal? That would really, what's the word I'm looking for? Like move ahead the timeline, accelerate the timeline by quite a bit. All right, up 2-1. Can we make it a 3-1 series lead? Here we go for game 4. First period, 0-0, shots 14-13 for the Stars. Second period, 3-0 Dallas. Come on. Rantanen on the power play. Harley, another power play goal for him. We're getting carved up on the power play. And Rantanen even strength shots, 31-20. We're down by 3. Hold on, the captain has something to say about it. 3-1 as Larkin gets 1 for us. 3-1 game. 1 right now would go a long way. But it's all silent here. Hold on, Larkin, the captain makes it 3-2. We're down by 1 with 8 minutes to go. Hold on, shots 40-26 for Dallas. 5 minutes to go. Do we have a hero late with 2 minutes left? 6 seconds? No. Larkin tries his best. The captain scores twice in the third, but no one else can get any offense going. Rantanen 2 goals, Ottinger 27 saves, Larkin 3rd star. And we now have ourselves a 2-2 series, and it is a best of 3 for the Stanley Cup. The entire season, all the tears, all the suffering, all the scrapping for position, it all comes down to a best 2 out of 3. Here at Little Caesars Arena for Game 5. We're hot and we're ready. No need to stop here. This video is probably already long enough. Let's do it. First period, 2-0 Stars. Sagan and Rantanen. Shots 14-6. Second period, okay! Taylor Radish! That's why we eat those radishes. Makes it 2-1. Seider ties it 2-2. And Marco the Friendly Ghost Casper makes it 3-2. Shots are 24-21 for the Red Wings. Not over yet, but we're back in it with a 3-2 lead. Down by 2, now up by 1. Third period, Fyodorov says, allow me to make it up by 2. Don't mind if I do. And Taylor Radish says, save some room for dessert, because I'm here with 5-2. Some radish-flavored bonbons for everybody. Yeah, don't mind if I do. My brain's really going now. It's getting late. Trust me. 5-2 the final. Ladies and gentlemen, your Detroit Red Wings are officially 1 win away from Lord Stanley. What a phrase to say. Shots 40-28 in this one as we win 5-2. Casper a goal and an assist and throwing the body with 6 hits. Radish 2 goals. What a deadline pickup. That goes down in history. And Gibson 26 saves. A blessing in disguise. Wallstead going out, I guess. On the road in Dallas with a chance to win our first Stanley Cup since 2008. 20 years later, 2 decades after the last one. Can we win it? June 9th, 2028. Wow. Wow. Raymond, Larkin, all these guys would be their first cup. Radish, let me just make sure here. Yeah, it'll be first. None of these guys have rings, right? And Fyodorov up to an 80 overall now. Does Sissons have a ring? No, he doesn't. All these guys are too young anyways. Defense, John Carlson has his ring. Yeah, the only Stanley Cup winner on the team is John Carlson with his 2018 Stanley Cup ring, right? Does Labushkin have anything? No. That's it. Yep, nothing secretly from Bernard Dogg on the Senators. What am I saying? And Gibson, yeah. So only 1 Stanley Cup winner on this entire team, and it is John Carlson. Did Ryan Poehling win anything? Nope. And of course Skinner, no. So could Skinner be a Stanley Cup champion even though he's out of the lineup? Do we put him in the lineup? Do we take out Cowan or somebody? -3 plus 14 is Easton Cowan. Yeah, you know what? Nadeau's going to come out for Jeff Skinner. We got to do it. Jeff Skinner's going to play Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final. At 36 years of age, he signed that 2-year contract, hoping that one of these 2 years would be a Stanley Cup before the end of his career. And here's the chance to make it happen. Game 6 of the 2028 Stanley Cup Final at American Airlines Center with a chance to close it out and become Stanley Cup champions in the 3rd year of our series, 10 episodes in. I can't believe we're this close already. First period, and it's 2-0 Stars, Johnston and Harley. Second period, 4-0, Jenner and Johnston. All right. We might have to go to 7 again. Marco Casper makes it 4-1. That's a little bit of life, but then Duchesne comes back 5-1. Power play wings. Extended opportunity for us. Killed off. All right. All that talk for nothing. We'll see you in Game 7. Rounds 1, 2, 3, and 4. All going to 7 games. The absolute max, playing our 28th game of the postseason as the Stars win Game 6 on home ice by a score of 6-1. Hat-trick Wyatt Johnston. Goal and 2 assists for Duchesne. 26 saves from Jake Ottinger. It all comes down to this. All of the grinding, all of the suffering. That's just this season. All of the years. Let me just go through it again. I'm going to be quick. Trust me. I just got to set the stage a little bit here. Lucas Raymond, drafted in 2020. Here he is in 2028. Dylan Larkin, back in 2014. 14 years later at 31 years of age. 1 win away from a Stanley Cup. Radish, 2016 draft pick. Yeah, he was a deadline pickup, but he's been waiting at 30 years of age to get that cup. Fiala, 31. Now he gets his chance. Casper. Then, of course, the young guys. Reason in 19. Fyodorov, 20. Aho, 20. Cowan, 23. Nadeau in our lineup, 22 or 23. Another one who's been waiting so long, now in his 30s. John Carlson, he's been there before. He's tasted it. Moritz Seider, drafted in 2019. Here he is now 9 years later. Simon Edvinsson, 2021 pick, 7 years later. This team has been built, yes, from Stevie Y a little bit. Thank you, Stevie Y, who's still, whatever, president of Hockey Ops somewhere. A mix of veterans who have paid their dues, have suffered through the basement of the NHL. And the rookies, of course, who are here, want to start their careers off on a high note. The youth movement here in Detroit, it's a mix between the youth and the vets. I love it. And it's all going to come down to this. Game 7, June 11th, 2028. Controller is down. Whatever happens, I'm so proud of you. But let's go out there and win this cup. Times 8. Controller's down. I'm sweating. I don't know what time it is. It's midnight or something. I'm sorry to Sora. Power play Robertson. Power play goal. 1-0. Hold on. Thank you, Marco Casper. Power play goal right back. It's 1-1. Power play Stars killed off by the wings. Yes, 1-1. We have life. We're not going to just take that goal and be quiet. We answer right back with a power play goal. 20 minutes into this game, and the shots are 18-10 in our favor. Game tied at 1. We are tired. We are fatigued. 28 games of the postseason. But this Red Wings team is not stopping here. Radish with a power play goal. Power play Wings again. This time killed off. Power play Stars. Extended Stars power play. Huge penalty kill. Huge penalty kill for the boys. 6 minutes to go. Come on. Hang on tight to end the period. Don't give them momentum. All right. Okay. Do not go gentle into that good night. Old age should burn and rave at close of day. Rage. Rage against the dying of the light. Come on, Tars. We had that no time for caution a couple episodes ago, whatever it was, 5 episodes ago. Shots 29-21. Third period up by 1. This is no time for caution. Let's go, Tars. Let's go. Yes, empty penalty count. 4-1. Come on, Tars. Bum, 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 bum. It's not impossible. No, it's necessary. 4-1 with 8 minutes to go. I'm bouncing on the couch. 5 minutes to go. Hold on. Times 2. Times 4, maybe. Hold on. Come on, final minute. Final minute, hop in, 34 seconds! Yes, with 36 seconds to go! They said it wasn't possible! 4 straight Game 7 victories. Bushelikov just walk in, no problem. 4 straight Game 7 victories. What a way to win the Stanley Cup. Not just winning the Cup in our 3rd year here, after all the suffering, missing the playoffs just 2 years ago, being a wildcard team last year. Larkin, okay, on net, under another save. Not just all of that, but the fact that we did it in 4 Game 7 victories, the leadership from Casper in points, from Casper, from Aho, from Seider. We'll look at all the production after as well. Who's our Conn Smythe winner? I don't know. But we're about to win the Stanley Cup here in year 3. What is our next goal now? That definitely locks in Larkin. What's our new goal and potential punishment? What are the stakes? I don't know. I'd love to hear from all of you. How are you spending your day with the Cup? Let's talk about that in the comments. But first, let's finish this off. 8 seconds to go. Final 5, Ladies and gentlemen, at Little Caesars Arena in Detroit 20 years later, the Detroit Red Wings are Stanley Cup champions! I can't believe it that we did it this postseason. I was ready to call it in round one and say, let's build on this. I can't believe we did it. Stanley Cup champions in year 3. With a team like that we took over in day 1, it doesn't usually come this quick. Conn Smythe, I'm gonna say Aho. No, it's Casper. Oh, and you know what? No, if I thought about it longer, I would have said Casper. He scored a few more goals. 31 points on the postseason. What? Marco Casper with 31 goals. 31 points to win the Conn Smythe. Yeah, that locks him in a second line center, I think. Oh, and Lord Stanley, welcome back to Detroit, Lord Stanley. Welcome back. Haven't seen him since 2008. Here in 2028, Gary, come out here. He's a bit scared after GM Data called him out and the Joker was ready to go and get a ransom. Look at that confetti coming down in the sky. Dylan Larkin, it is your honor, raising the Stanley Cup in Detroit. Dylan Larkin, the captain of the team that drafted him in 2014. 14 years later, he lifts the cup in front of the Detroit faithful as its captain. Next up, it's got to be John Gibson next. What a story. Possibly the story of the postseason. John Gibson, raising Lord Stanley, coming from Anaheim, coming into the starting role, lifts the cup, finally at 34 years of age. What a storied career-ish. But all the years that he had to suffer in Anaheim, and now a Stanley Cup champion with the Wings. Next, let's go to 30-year-old Alex DeBrincat. Next up, it's the Cat, Alex DeBrincat. All of his lives got him here to a Stanley Cup championship. He raises the cup as a Wing. You gotta be happy for the guy. Love to see it. Alex DeBrincat, Stanley Cup champion. Who's gonna get it last here? Casper, the rookie, Risanen. I think we gotta go Radish. Carlson would be next up, but he's won his cup. Let's go Taylor Radish. One of our best midseason pickups that I can remember. Taylor Radish. And that's the Erie Otter buddy hands it over to him. From one Erie Otter champion to another. DeBrincat gives it to Radish. What a story for them. 11 years after winning in Erie, they win together in Detroit. Oh my goodness. Now where do we go from here? I can't wait to hear from all of you. Ladies and gentlemen, gather around, break out those cameras, and take a screenshot. Put this one as the background on your phone. Make it your lock screen, and snap that picture. I promise it'll last a lifetime. Oh, no, it's true. New celebration in 26. We never got to see this yet. Let's go! Oh, yeah, the milk's coming out. Chocolate milk for everybody. And that's it? What a joke. That's it. All right. At least we got to see Larkin in the dressing room. Stanley Cup champions, Detroit Red Wings. Oh, we get to see our names back on the cup. Jeff Skinner, Stanley Cup champion. I wish they would have allowed us to give it to Jeff Skinner. I wanted to give it to him. John Carlson gets his second cup. He signed in Detroit for a reason. Red Wings 27-28. Dylan Larkin, captain. Aho, Augustine, Bernard Docker, Carlson, Cowan, DeBrincat, Edmondson, Fiala, Fyodorov, Gibson, Casper, Labushkin, Nadeau, Paling, Radish, Raymond, Risanen, Semyon Palika, Sider, Sisson, Skinner, Wallstedt, and Weisblatt. Shots end 39-34 in Game 7 as we win 4-1. Oh, I had to take a walk. I just had to take a little walk around the basement here. Oh my goodness, we did it. We did it. We did it. We did it. Through those 28 games, Marco Casper, I don't know where this guy came from. 31 points in 28 games after scoring, what did he do in the season again? 53? Good year. But 53 and 82, 13 goals in 82 games, now gets 11 in 28 games. 31 points plus 12, winning the Conn Smythe. Max Aho, another guy, 28 points. On the season, scores 33 and 74. Now he gets 5 less points in 28 games. Point per game, Max Aho. Moritz Seider goes point per game as a plus 15. Kevin Fiala wakes up with 23 and 25. Love it. Raymond 22, Larkin 22, Radish with 13 goals to lead the team in goals. We couldn't have won this cup without that trade for Taylor Radish, so thank you again to Razor for that comment. Radish with 13 goals and 21 points. John Carlson, 20 points to win his second ring. Is that his last game as a Red Wing? possibly, and he ends it by getting another Stanley Cup. That's awesome. It doesn't register just yet. Risanen, 18 points in his rookie year. Fyodorov, 10 goals and 17 points coming over from the KHL. He's going to be ready for the NHL next season. Cowan with 12. Edvinsson, 11. Plus 22 in just 28 games. That's incredible plus minus. Sandin Pellikka, 6 points, -3. Sissons, 5 points. He gets a ring at 34. DeBrincat, 5 points in his 8 games that he played. Bernard Docker, 5 points, plus 11. Nadeau, just 4 points in 26 games. That's okay. Labushkin, 3 points, plus 9. Weisblatt with a goal in 4 games. Skinner, an assist in 12 games, and his name on the Stanley Cup. Paling, no points in 10 games. Congrats on your free cup. Doing nothing. 1 goal in 30 games between the playoffs and the regular season. But the biggest story, John Gibson. 13, 7, and 4, 3 shutouts, .922 save percentage, and 2.49 goals against average. I didn't realize this, but Augustine came in for literally 1 minute and allowed 1 goal on 2 shots. So a 35.29 goals against average. Okay, that's obviously not real, but like just to say, in the 1 minute that he played, allowed a goal. Okay. Gibson, Wallstedt, yeah, but all Gibson. Wallstedt's injury was a blessing in disguise, I guess, because Gibson stole the crease and gave us the cup. Not gave us the cup, it was a huge piece of the puzzle for the cup, let's call it that. In the entire league, it was Rantanen with 34 points, actually, who led the way. No Conn Smythe for him, though. And in the end, the playoff tree looked like this. 7 games in round 1, 7 games in round 2, 7 games in round 3, and 7 games in the Stanley Cup final. So now I'm going to go ahead and advance to the draft. That's not much time, so let's just go ahead and advance a day. We'll see it right here. The Ducks fire their head coach, Patrick Waugh, who is coaching Anaheim. All right. Detroit Red Wings are Stanley Cup champions. Bridgeport Islanders won the Calder Cup. Michael Rasmussen. We didn't get him the cup. I'm sorry, Michael Rasmussen. There was no room for you. I'm sorry. I mean, he gets a ring, but not his name on the cup, I guess, because it wasn't called up. I don't know. That's tough. I'm sorry about that one, Michael Rasmussen. I really wanted to, the whole reason we kept him all this time is I wanted to win with him. But with all the youth coming up in the lineup, I think I could be forgiven to say there was no room for him. Sim to draft now. Let's see what else happens between now and then. Philly jumping 2-1. Calgary 9-2 in the draft. Mini drops from 1-3. Central scouting is good. Retired players. Anyone retiring? Let's see. Brent Burns retires. Letang, Doughty, Kulikov. Okay, no one for, actually, oh no, it's Dallas. I saw Detroit. No one for us. And for the goalies, Jonathan Quick at 42 years of age calls it a career. Max Jones, former Red Wing Jack Campbell. All right, very nice. Drew Doughty now a coach. Brandon Tanev now a scout. Retirements, Vic Kane and Quinn Davison both retiring in our AHL system. Keep a note on that. Okay. Draft interviews were good. Pro scout on the line, and here we are. So let's wrap up this episode. It's been a long enough one. Let's call it as soon as possible here. Number 1, here come the questions. Number 1, off-season focuses. You let me know. Like definitely Sandin Pellikka for the defensive attributes. Let me know the rest. Number 2, progress reports. What kind of growth do we get in our system? Most growth, Risanen up to an 84 right now. Sandin Pellikka, 81. Fyodorov, 80. Cowan, 84. Very nice to see. Nadeau, 84. More growth to be had over the course of the offseason, absolutely. Yes. Now, in the system, Gibson drops to an 81 overall. Yeah, he's getting older now. Genberg, Petrov, good growth from everybody. Rasmussen down to an 80, probably got to trade him. Foligno, we didn't end up having to use him. Franzen, 73. Sean Farrell, 79. Carter Bear, 78. Plant, 78. Okay, Dower Nilsson at an 80. He's likely in the NHL next year, right? Okay, there's the growth in the system so far over the course of the year. Next question, contracts. So we have, let's see, hold on, sorry, all expiring. John Carlson will be the big one. We have $30.6 million. What, really? $30.6 million. Who's expiring? Carlson, Radish, I guess. Who else is expiring? I mean, plus we had $10 million in cap space. Yeah, I guess. Wow. So we have a ton of cap space. But what do we use it on? I don't know. So all expiring. If we want to keep John Carlson, we definitely can. What would we give him, though, and where would he fit in the lineup? That's the bigger question. Same for Taylor Radish. We have more youth coming up. I want to keep Taylor Radish, but he's going to want... it's not crazy. We could do 2 years on Taylor Radish in the 5.65 range or something. We could probably do that for Taylor Radish. Again, where does he fit? Paling walks, Skinner walks, Sissons walks, I think. Rasmussen, sorry, he's also walking, not getting traded. Dower Nilsson can get re-signed. Weisblad is a question mark. Okay. For the goaltending, Wallstedt, Augustine, Gibson still signed on. Yeah, so goalies are fine. So for the defense, so if Carlson's out, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And in the system, Vico 6? Or is Vico 6, we keep Carlson, and Bernard Docker or Lyubushkin becomes 7th defenseman? That's a question for the defense. We're definitely wanting to sign Vico, but if he's not ready, maybe he's in the AHL? I could see us keeping John Carlson, or do we make a big splash on a free agent? Let's see who's available in free agency, or potentially. And for the forwards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If Radish is gone, Aho 6. Third line, Cowan 7, Nadeau 8, Risanen 9. Fourth line, fill in the blanks. And that's even Fyodorov. Oh, we have a lot of talent here. This is going to be tough. If Radish stays, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 Fyodorov. Then in the system, 12 Dower Nilsson. Even Carter Bear might be ready. Maybe we have to trade Kevin Fiala. And then our first line is Larkin, Raymond, maybe DeBrincat. Second line, Kasper, Radish, Risanen. Third line, Aho, Cowan, Fyodorov. Do we need to trade Bradley Nadeau even? Wow. So I need to hear your potential lineups on the season as well. That's the bigger question. Where does the ice time get allocated? Where do we find the ice time? Boy. Pending free agents who might be out there. Pending potential UFA forwards. Let's see. Brady Tkachuk, Sidney Crosby, Marchenko, Strome, Krebs, Drouin, Kako, Raquel. Yeah. And then for potential defense who might be out there, Morrissey, of course, Carlson, Siegenthaler, Dursey, Fowler, Brodin. Do we keep Carlson for another year? Still only potential? Maybe. Or do we go all in on like 2 years of Josh Morrissey? I don't know if you'd want to sign that, right? Yeah, probably not. So I could see Carlson coming back. Yeah, and for the goaltenders, just out of curiosity. Okay. So there's another big question, free agencies and contract-related things. At the draft board now, we have our pick at 32, then we have a 3rd, 4th, 5th, etc. So our pick at 32, might we trade up? I don't know. We have definitely a trade value to do so. Maddox Schultz is going first with his franchise potential. Then a bunch of elites after that. St. Pierre, medium elite at 13. Any other medium elites out here? No, medium top 6 forwards and top 4 D. So at 31, we either, as per usual, or 32, you either trade up a little bit, get like a top 4 offensive defenseman, or you trade down a little bit and get a top 6 low elite Umberger, Pat Umberger, 3 years away. Top 6, and now here they are, all the top 6 snipers. 3 years away, 3 years away, 3 years away, 2 years away. Top 6 playmaking center. Look at all these top 6 guys we have to choose from. Yeah, medium elite, this goalie, Juha Allen, he is 5 years away. Okay. Anybody else? Low top 6, medium elite, Vorobyev, Viitanen. Yeah, all these medium elite goalies. We'll take one of them. Sorting by potential, if we look at some of these later guys, yeah, definitely some medium elite goalies we could think about. Ponikarovsky, a gem, 4 years away at 18. Maybe Nikolai Ponikarovsky's the guy, 6'4". Vorobyev, 6'5". Okay. And there's even Popov at 201, 19, 5 years away, gem. Okay, some low elites for us. Yeah, good number of low elites. That gem, offensive defenseman, Shaw. Medium top 6s. Yeah, let's make this a value draft. Medium top 6, Glenn Cross. Low top 6, Kraus. Medium top 4D, no, not much. Low top 4D, yeah, some later on. Martinez, Salcido, Huey, Hector Huey. Wow, that's going to be an exciting draft. So that's the draft. We said contracts. We said potential free agents. And the final thing that I'll do now, I'll go ahead and save the file, and I'll just enter the draft to show you what the trade blocks might be. If you're thinking, okay, maybe we're trading Fiala, maybe we're trading Nadeau, let's look at what the trade blocks are. So the game is saved, and now I can go ahead and exit the game after I just show you the trade blocks. So in the draft, the 3rd overall pick is on the block. Pick 3, 13, 14, 15, 19, 21, and all in the 20s and stuff like that, okay? So at number 3, we do see one of these medium elite guys. Would it be too cheese after winning the Stanley Cup? But if we're trading them a big name, if the Wild are buyers and we give them a guy like Kevin Fiala, we just gave them Mike Matheson as well in the Radish trade, I could see us going after one of these guys. crazy stats. A+ shooting, A+ puck skills. Ricky Sierra, gonna be a 5-star shooting power forward, a classic EA generated 133-point guy. I love Ricky Sierra. Roos, Pugh, real guy, Liam Pugh. Yeah, there's a lot of guys to be excited about here. Leave any thoughts or questions about anybody. I'll get back to you if you want to know more details. Anyways, to the trade blocks now. Sorting by overall, looking at some of our aspiring contracts. Yes, Granlund, Vetrano, Kreider, England in Anaheim, no one in Boston. Buffalo, some prospects. Okay, interesting prospects in Boston. Calgary, few prospects. Carolina, not too much. Chicago-ish. Colorado, not much. Columbus, not much. Dallas, not much. Edmonton, not much. A little bit. Florida, a little bit as well. Los Angeles, nobody. Minnesota, not much. Montreal, Gutierrez. Who's this guy again? Diego Gutierrez, offensive defenseman, 15th overall pick in 2027. 72 overall now. Gonna be interesting. Diego. Nashville, New Jersey, a couple prospects. Islanders, Rangers. Yeah, there's a good number of prospects out there. Senators have some. Flyers, nobody. Penguins, Sharks, Philip Danault. Kraken, Montour, Tolvanen, not interested in coming though. Tolvanen, Hamonic. Blues, Lightning, Maple Leafs, Utah Mammoth, okay, Hurlburt. Vancouver, Vegas, Washington, and Winnipeg. You know what? I forgot to look at the awards. What am I doing? This is not the end of the video. So let me restart the PlayStation here and get back into the save file. Okay, back in it. So there were the trade blocks for you. And now we'll end off by looking at the awards, of course. Come on. So Red Wings Stanley Cup champions. What a way to what an image to look at. Back-to-back original 6 franchises winning, by the way. Blackhawks 27, Red Wings 28. And then there we are winning the Prince of Wales. Love that. Individual awards. Eichel wins the Art Ross. Makar, wow, a defenseman winning the Hart after Matthews won it in back-to-back years. Cale Makar wins the Hart and the James Norris, of course. Back-to-back for him and 3 out of the last 4. Lady Bing to Cale Makar. Calder goes to James Haggins in Boston. Conn Smythe to Marco Kasper. Vezina to Stolarz in back-to-back years, as well as the Jennings. Okay. Emery wins the Bill Masterton. Jack Adams to John Hines, who's the coach of the Avalanche. Selke goes to Crosby for a 3rd straight year. Wow, okay. And Ted Lindsay, of course, to Makar. And Maurice Richard to Austin Matthews. Any awards for us down here in the AHL? No, none. All right, so there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Stanley Cup champions here in year number 3. All those questions that I asked, as well as where do we go from here? Do we need to have any sort of challenge, or can we just enjoy life from here as the series continues towards our ultimate goal of restoring the kingdom, the empire of the Detroit Red Wings? Is that now the next goal, or is there something in between now and then? Looking forward to hearing from all of you down here in the comments here on YouTube or over in the Discord server, link in the description. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and of course, subscribe for more videos like these, franchise mode, career sims, live streams, exciting moments like these. I appreciate you being here for them. Leave a comment telling me what your favorite moment of this crazy up and down postseason was, as well as how you'll be spending your day with the cup. Enjoy it as an AGM. You helped to build this team. Whether you're just watching even, you've helped to be a part of this series, and I appreciate you. Your name's on that cup, so eat some Fruit Loops out of it and go crazy. Thanks again for watching. I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next one as we take on the 2028 draft and off season, moving into year number 4 now as reigning Stanley Cup champions.